Hello, welcome to Icewind as we continue our little adventure here. And we were
Understood.
leaving this, we were done with all of this.
Understood.
I don't think there's a way for us to fight this guy. Maybe there is, but I don't know. The mill wheel is stuck in a frozen creek, though it shows sign of heavy use. There appears to be no way it could operate in its current environment. Okay, so we're going to leave.
Done.
Because we have no room left for anything else in our inventory. So time for us to move on to... Oh, wait. I don't think we can get there through this way. Maybe we can. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, we could. So we came from East Haven. Kuldahar Pass is now cut off from us, so we're at Kuldahar. Traveling 8 hours.
Fighting their way through the goblin-infested valley of the pass, the survivors of the doomed East Haven expedition at last came upon the small hamlet of Kuldahar. Nestled within the roots of a massive oak tree, the tiny cottages were a welcome sight for the weary travelers. As the party approached the town, a warm breeze blew over them, chasing away the chill of the frozen pass, and carrying with it the sweet scent of cooking fires.
So he talks much faster than this thing scrolls. We'll wait for it to scroll all the way. For those who want to read it, there you go. So now we'll put our
Watch my back.
party leader, not our war party leader, in charge. And we'll go talk to this kid. I don't remember if he like approaches us once we get to a certain point. Nope, doesn't look like it. So we could probably all come up here. Nate. I knew you'd make it through. I just knew it. Rude. Who are you, and how did you know we were coming? I'm Nate. Arundel said that help was on its way. I've been out here every day, keeping a lookout for you. Where is the rest of your army? Are you just the scouts or something? Yeah, that'd be funny. Who is Arundel? Arundel's my friend. He's the oldest and smartest man in the whole world. He can talk to animals, you know. You should probably go see him. He'll be wanting to talk to you too. Very well. Where can we find this Arundel? He lives across the bridge on the other side of the brook. Just look for the house with the 3 big rocks out front. Thanks, Nate. Farewell. Come in here, though, and shop at Girth's equipment shop. So we can lighten our load a little bit.
Right.
Ah, where so the wind blows, travelers seek shelter. And supplies, mayhap? Good day and cheer to you, ma'am. My name is Girth. I tell by the cut of your cloth and your bearing that you are a visitor, fresh to Kuldahar. Is there something you wish to purchase? Let's see, I can ask what is this place. It's probably going to be a silly question. He'd be like, well, it's a shop, obviously. This is my shop, friend. I supply caravans in the shade of this great oak. This shop was my father's and my father's before him, and it dates almost 3 generations back, if you can believe it. Like many of the places in Kuldahar and the surrounding lands, there is much history to be found if one digs deep enough. Are you a historian? Nay, I wouldn't go so far as to say that. I dabble in time's passage, perhaps, but it is not a full-time occupation, merely a hobby. I do enjoy learning more of the past and examining trinkets from around the area. I have quite a collection, a little museum of sorts. Some call it junk, but what sorts of things do you collect? Keys, notes, books in the region. If you happen to come across any on your travels, I'll pay a fair sum for them to take them off your hands. If I come across keys, books, or documents that I may need later, can I purchase them back? Of course! I purchase such things only for my own interests and to preserve the history and culture of the region. They do not end up on a rattling caravan to some Kalimsham market, that's for certain. Very well. May I see what you have for sale? So he doesn't buy everything. And we're going to do this. We're going to pause, and we're going to figure out some of our inventory. So, because, see, he has a medium shield, small shield, all right, and a large shield. And she can't use a small shield, I don't think. My voice is giving out on me today. Yeah, she can't use that. But he can use a throwing axe. So we're going to put this up in here because this does more damage, right? So 1d6 plus 1, whereas this is just 1d6. All right. Well, I guess they're the same. I thought the throwing axe was had a little more oomph to it. Okay, and so, and these are just long. No, these are short bows. Just looking to see, is there anything else that I need to store away before we decide to sell everything? Okay, no. All right. Let's see what you have for sale. All right. So, yeah, I think that we can only sell the shields here. So he's not much into weaponry. All 1 gold piece. So people might be like, why would you carry that for 1 gold piece? Because it's 1 gold piece, man. 1 gold piece here, 1 gold piece there. Eventually you got 1,000,000 gold pieces. Okay, so we're done in here.
My pleasure.
Oh, you know what? Sorry to be all wasting time and everything. I forgot to check his inventory, what he has. Okay, he has mummy tea, though we can't afford that. Throwing axes, bullets, bottle wine, girdle, bracers. Has some of these stuff. History of the North. Gem bag. And only 3 small shields? I sold him more than that. Okay. He didn't have anything. I want you to be carrying that. Yes, everybody has their ranged weapons. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the music.
Welcome. I've been expecting you for some time now.
You must be Arundel.
Yes, I am Arundel, known to some as the Archdruid of Kuldahar. Though I invite you to dispense with the formalities and just call me Arundel, plain and simple. Titles tend only to serve one's own vanity and aren't really of much use in this small mountain community.
It's Arundel. I was saying it wrong. And I'll probably forget and pronounce it incorrectly in the future. You are Aaron. Oh, you are the Archdruid, eh? Then I assume you can tell me what is going on around here.
Yes. It was I who sent Hallister to East Haven for help. His death weighs heavily upon my conscience. For not only was he a student of mine, but he was also a friend and trusted companion. He will be missed, as will Hrothgar and the other members of your expedition.
You know about the avalanche?
Oh yes, I know. I also know that it was no accident. Someone or something did not want your party to reach Kuldahar alive.
This someone or something, I presume, is the reason you sent for help?
There are malevolent forces at work in these mountains. Forces that seek to undermine the delicate balance we druids have struggled to preserve for centuries.
Yes, I have sensed that in my quest. Malevolent forces. Could you be more specific?
No, would that I could. The face of the evil remains hidden, but its presence is unmistakable. All about us, there are signs of its damaging influence on the balance. The unnatural weather, the recent rash of abductions, the numerous monster sightings in the pass. These all point towards something sinister. Even the animals sense something is amiss.
I like how he has like this huge turtle shell there. So we know what balance he's talking about because we are a druid ourselves. So can you tell me more about these disturbances?
I can only tell you of what little I know. Which disturbances would you have me speak of?
Tell me of the unnatural weather.
Oh, the weather in these mountains has always been harsh, but never like this. Fierce storms ravage the valley without warning, often lasting for several days at a time, before vanishing as quickly as they come. It is barely midway into Leefall, and yet the pass to the south has been snowed in entirely. Weather such as this is most unnatural. Nature presents itself in cycles that are predictable by those who know what to look for.
Can you tell me more about these disturbances?
I can only tell you of what little I know. Which disturbances would you have me speak of?
Tell me about the recent rash of abductions.
Oh, yes. Terrible, terrible. At first, there were tales told by travelers of companions disappearing into the night, snatched up from their bedrolls as they camped along the narrow trail that winds through the pass. We did not think much of these tales, for such occurrences are not unheard of in these mountains. Then one night, Conlan's boy, Sheemish, went missing. The next morning, the whole town searched for the boy, but turned up nothing. He was just gone, vanished without a trace.
That is strange indeed.
The boy was just the first. Several nights later, another disappeared, Megan Potts, the local midwife. Her husband, Khalil, was grief-stricken to the point of madness. With barely a word to anyone, he snatched up his sword and marched off into the darkness after his wife. No one has heard from him since.
Sorry, I think I just smacked the mic.
And now, the abductions are occurring more frequently. Iden, the old innkeeper from the Evening Shade, was taken only 3 days ago.
Okay, we'll keep
I
repeating
can only
this.
tell you of what little I know. Which disturbances would you have me speak of?
Tell me about the monster sightings.
As I'm sure you have noticed by now, there seems to be quite a few goblins about. It is not usual to see so many of their kind roaming the mountains so late in the year. It is almost as something has drawn them out of their holes, like carrion birds drawn to the scent of death. As if the goblins weren't enough, several giants have been spotted moving through the pass in groups as large as 10. That many giants traveling together in such numbers indicates they are organized and are acting with a singular purpose. I have watched their activities closely. Their tracks trace a deliberate pattern through the mountains, almost as if they were on patrol. Another thing. While I was out scouting the giants, I discovered other sets of tracks I have never encountered before. What manner of beast made them? I could not say.
I see. So what are we to do about all this?
I fear that if we do not soon discover the source of these disturbances, then all that we have worked for will be destroyed. The evil that has come to these mountains infects this town like a disease. As its people suffer, so does the tree suffer from the sickness that attacks the balance, corrupting it with its very presence. Already, the circle of warmth that radiates from the great oak has begun to recede. We were forced to abandon the outlying farmsteads as a result of the shrine's fading power. If we do not take action soon, I am afraid that the life-giving warmth will cease altogether. Both the great oak and the town nestled within its roots will die. This must not happen. We need your help.
That would be pointless. And we're not rude. So, very well. Together we shall root out this evil that threatens this town. What must we do?
I suggest you begin by investigating the Vale of Shadows. It is a place not far from here. Darkness has always clung to the floor of the small canyon, as if the light of the sun itself were wary of the place. There are a number of ancient crypts hidden within the shadows of the Vale's narrow cliff walls. There have been rumors of the dead awakening and emerging from their dusty tombs to walk once more amongst men. If these rumors are true, then I suspect that whatever is responsible for disturbing their slumber may be behind the other disturbances as well. Go to the Vale of Shadows, learn what you can about the happenings there, then return here and we shall discuss a course of action. Good luck, and farewell.
Okay. So, got all that. No question mark things. We can go up here, but
Very well.
seems like that'd be rude just to be walking around his house like that.
Done.
Let's go up this way. I noticed there's a path this way. Let's go see what's here. I mean, I've played the game before. I know what's here, but these guys don't. First time in the valley.
Done.
Weenog. Phew. No sneak up on Weenog like that. Who are you? Me, Weenog. Who are you? I am Emerald Leaf. Who lives here? Surely this tower cannot belong to you. Okay. Make that assumption. No, tower belongs to master. Weenog, only servant. Cleans tower. Makes beds. Cooks tasty food for the master. The master? Who is your master? That music sounds loud. I have to turn that down. Uruk the master, great wizard the master is. Weenog serves the master so one day he can be great wizard too. I see. Where might I find this great wizard? The master is in study, through door. Go in if you wants to speak with the master. Weenog not allowed in study. Master keeps powerful magics in there. Books, papers, and wizard things that Weenog not understand. Thanks, Weenog. Farewell. Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute. Let's see about this music. I already had the music turned halfway down. See, nothing to highlight on. Okay.
Very well.
Oric the Grey. Well now, what have we here? It's been a long time since I have had guests. Welcome, my name is Oric. What brings you to my humble home? I would like to ask some questions about disturbances in the past. Ah, yes, the disturbances. I'm afraid I can't be of much help to you there. I rarely leave this tower for any reason, you see. My studies prevent me from taking an active interest in the affairs of the people of Kuldahar. Their problems are no concern of mine. Okay. But you live in Kuldahar. How can you not care what happens to the town and its people? I've had many homes. Kuldahar is not the first and certainly won't be the last. It is unfortunate that these simple folk have been made to suffer so, but I have no desire to get involved. All that matters to me is my work. What is so important about your work? Everything. Knowledge is the one true source of power in this universe. Everything else is fleeting. I have spent years collecting these tomes and scrolls you see before you. They are my life's work. Contained within their passages are the clues that may one day unlock the mysteries of an ancient and nearly forgotten arcane lore. What sort of arcane lore? My studies revolve around the arcane lore that deals specifically with the creation of mythals? A mythal is a powerful elven enchantment that is essentially a weave of protective magic that can be cast over a vast area. I've discovered numerous historical accounts of elven mages laying such mythals over an entire city. Interesting. Tell me more. The details of the accounts are vague at best. The mages of the old elven kingdoms vanished long ago, retreating to the safety and isolation of the Isle of Evermeet. It seems that all their written knowledge and mythal enchantment has vanished with them. For over a decade, I have traveled the realms, searching for remnants of this forgotten lore. That is what brought me to Kuldahar. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice today. I had to cough and clear it. You think the answers you seek are here in Kuldahar? Not exactly. While exploring the fabled ruins of myth Draenor, I came across an old, tattered manuscript buried amid the rubble of an abandoned library. The manuscript made several references to an elven outpost located somewhere within the spine of the World Mountains. Naturally, I came here to find the settlement. Thus far, I've been unable to locate it. Well, if I come across any elven ruins, I'll be sure to let you know. I appreciate your interest. If by some miracle you find this lost elven outpost and happen upon any materials regarding mythals, please deliver them to me here. I'm willing to pay a handsome reward for such a service. I'll remember that. Before I go, I would like to purchase some spells. I see. Well, you've come to the right place. I can certainly provide you with a number of useful spells for your spell book. Of course, I'm only willing to offer you certain spells. I fear much of the knowledge I possess is beyond your comprehension. Perhaps in the future you may be worthy of such advanced knowledge. Okay. Very well. What do you have to offer me at the moment? Charm person, there's a save against that, so it's pointless. 4-inch spell creates a 4-inch diameter sphere that can be hurled an airly to the Target, the orb's effect depends on the level of the wizard. Level 1 inflicts 1 to 4 damage. Level 2, 1 to 6 fire damage. Level 3 inflicts 1d8 plus 1d3. Inflicts 1d10 and blinds the target. Inflicts 1d12. Stuns the target. And 7 and up inflicts d2-8 and paralyze. And a successful save versus spell negates all effects. Well, this said saving throw neg, so I thought that meant not. That there was no saving throw, so wasted our time reading that. The spell doubles the caster's normal speed for a short period of time, usually long enough to escape. Yeah, well, okay, we don't need that. Sleep causes the comatose slumber to come upon 2d4 hit dice, so just low-level creatures. Shield in front of the wizard. It says, okay, no. Magic missile. No saving throw. This will be one that'll be good to buy. Friends, saving throw. We want to identify though, so we can cast this. Okay, this one I think is more important. At this point, we can do magic missile after we sell some more stuff. So then we're done.
Done.
Yeah, so as usual, at the end of the episode off camera, I will do I'll try to learn the spell.
Very well.
If you're just joining the series and don't know why I would do that, you can always go watch the earlier episodes and see me rant about the silliness of the whole scroll learning spell silliness in D&D. I don't think there's anything this direction. No. Right? No. The inscription upon the stone statue reads, "In memory of the Archdruid Tolbin, founder of Kuldahar." So here's the potter. Let's go talk to the potter.
My pleasure.
Who are you? What do you want with me? Easy, friend. We're not going to hurt you. We just have some questions. Questions? What kind of questions? Who are you? I'm Ernst, the potter. At least I used to be. Now I just want to get out of this place alive. But with all the terrible things happening in town, I'm too scared to step outside my shop. Your shop? What do you sell? Because, reading the sign that says potter doesn't tell us anything. This shop is my home. That was a sarcastic remark, by the way. I used to make pottery here, but there doesn't seem to be much point anymore. I've closed shop and packed up my things. As soon as the pass is clear, I'm heading south to Baldur's Gate. I hear it's nice there. What can you tell us about the disturbances in the past? Disturbances? Yes. People disappearing, monsters everywhere. Even the weather has turned against us. Nobody knows why, not even Arundel. Well, best of luck to you. Farewell. And yeah. Nothing to interact with.
My pleasure. I see.
Just barge into her home. I heard there were strangers in town, but I didn't believe it. You from East Haven? How did you get through? Hold your tongue. We were part of an expedition from East Haven, but not all of us made it. My sympathies for your fallen comrades. What happened? Again, the rudeness. The pass is snowed in, and to make things worse, there's a horde of creatures in the pass, mostly goblins and orcs. I doubt any caravans will be through for quite some time. Well, okay, let's instill panic into the local populace, shall we? That is grim news indeed. I fear things here in Kuldahar are not much better. You may wish you had stayed in East Haven. Tell me about Kuldahar. What did you want to know about Kuldahar? Or did you want to know what's been going on around Kuldahar? Around Kuldahar? Do you mean the weather? This winter's been a season of evil here in Kuldahar. People vanishing, sudden storms, monsters sighted in the past. It's all going to get a lot worse before the year is done. Mark my words. I see. Anything else you can tell me? Ask some of the other townsfolk. They might know something I don't. And you'll never know what bit of information they got in their heads they might randomly cough up when asked. Very well then. Can you tell me a little bit about the town? Well, Kuldahar is not a big place, but I can tell you a bit about it if you want. How long has that tree been here? It's huge. Been here as long as I can remember. A blessing as near as I can tell. The chilly weather doesn't even touch the tree growing here. It radiates enough heat to keep things green, which is a sight for tired eyes here in the north. But, heck, if you came through the pass, you'll know that already. Wow, that music still sounds very loud. Almost as if I didn't lower the volume. The tree seems weak somehow. Ill. Yet I know not why. Is there something wrong with it? It's more than that. It's like the great tree's influence is shrinking somehow. We don't know why. People have had to abandon the outlying farmsteads when the temperature dropped, though no telling what's next. I had some more questions about Kuldahar in general. I've heard talk of the weather and disappearances. What do you know of those? Well, a lot of people have gone missing recently. One of them was Colin's boy, Sheemish. The next morning the whole town searched for the boy, but turned up nothing. He was just gone, vanished without a trace. Then Mother Egidnia from the church, Eden, the innkeeper, Megan Potts, and others. Not a trace of them. Nothing. Okay, so I've heard about missing people and the strange weather. Do you know what's causing it? It's said the ring of warmth around the great tree of Kuldahar is shrinking. Decent folk have needed to leave the outline. Okay, I already said that. Any place I could tip back a tankard? I've got quite a thirst. You'd be looking for Whitcomb's place, the root cellar. You'll find that just a little southeast of the base of the great tree, in the middle of a cluster of 3 buildings. Keep an eye out. With the roots being as huge as they are, you can walk right over the tavern and not know it's there. Okay, I want to get back to this because I want to ask about the Veil. Do you know anything about the Veil of Shadows? The Veil of Shadows? Might want to ask Merrick. He and his brother Silas make a pilgrimage there every year to pay their respects to their ancestors. I think they left on their trip a day or two ago, though, so they won't be back for a while. I'll see if I can find them in the Veil then. Friend, don't go stepping foot into the Veil of Shadows. It's not a place for the living, and as long as the dead mind their own affairs, we mind ours. I have to go there. The Veil may be the source of the troubles in Kuldahar. Never been to the Vale of Shadows myself, but I've heard it's covered in shadows. It's like twilight there, all the same. No good will come from the living setting foot in the Vale. Let evil feed on evil, that's what I say. There's not much choice. Any advice or information you can offer would be welcome. Well, I don't know too much about the Vale, or even like talking about it, for that matter. You may have better luck with some of the other townsfolk. They may know more than I do, and there's no telling... Okay, we already read that. Questions about the town? I'm looking for a place to rest, actually. Well, there's evening shade, but... Well, the previous innkeeper was one of the townsfolk who's gone missing, and has come under new ownership. Some halfling merchant from the south. Not a very friendly fellow, but I suppose the evening shade's all there is for travelers. You don't want to be sleeping outside of all the disappearances. Okay, I'm looking at any supply shops or weapon shops. There's two. If weapons are what you're wanting, go see Conlon the smith in the northern center part of town. His forge is burning day and night, so it's hard to miss. If you're looking for general supplies, go see Girth. His shop's near Kuldahar Run, north of the bridge. It's got a railing that runs along the edge and juts out over the water. Are there any churches or temples nearby? There's a temple to Ilmater here. I guess that's the way you say that. In the northeast canyon, just beneath the wrecked airship. Don't know if that's your faith or not, but the brothers and the Reverend Mother are good people. Ilmater? Hey, he's the god of suffering, the crying god. His priests seek to help alleviate the sufferings of others by taking on their pain. Don't know all the teachings, but that's pretty much how I understand it. Don't you worship him? Well, I tell you, friend, one look at the great tree of Kuldahar, and it seems to me that nature's the only thing that really deserving of worship around here. I mean, the branches nearly scrape the clouds, it seems. Beautiful sight it is. Gratifies me to hear of your respect for nature. I too have taken nature into my heart, and it grants me strength. If I had half that oak strength, I'd be a fortunate one, I would. Really? I could bestow upon you a minor blessing if you're willing. Really? I can do that? Never done that before. Let me try that. Hey, I'd appreciate such a kindness, I would. Very well. Close your eyes. Feel the ground beneath your feet. The running water of the creek, the wind through the branches. Now open your eyes. Oh. Wow, okay, I've never done that before. That's interesting. Whoa, everything seems clear. Nay, sharper somehow. Thank you. Here, take this. It's not much, but it might be enough to pay for your stay here in Kuldahar. Got an aquamarine gem, and we got 1,200 in experience. You have championed the worship of nature. Your offering is welcome. I had some more questions about the town. Well, I wonder if I can keep doing that and amass a fortune blessing people. I thought I saw a ship lying by the great tree when I came in. Oh, you mean that airship Fiddlebinder's holed up in? Yeah, well, for the whole story, you'd have to speak to him about it. This Fiddlebender, he lives in the airship then? Hey, Fiddlebinder's our local alchemist. I guess you southerners might say. Makes potions and concoctions, and the occasional explosion. He'll need to start adding chimneys to pump out the smoke at the rate he's going. We saw a tower by the tree from the road. Is that your local watchtower? No, that's the tower of Ulrich the Grey. Fortunate we are to have a wizard this far north. Friendlier than most spellcasters I've known. He values his privacy, but I still see him tip back a tankard or two with the best of them at the root cellar. He's got some goblin that does chores for him. Okay, that was it. That was quite fruitful. Of conversation. This to him. Put this in our gym bag. So this is the Root Cellar Tavern.
Yes.
Let's go in here first. See what's going on in here. Nothing really.
I see.
Yeah, we'll take that. We don't know who
My
lives
pleasure.
there, but since we're going to work on removing the evil in his valley, we'll take that as payment.
My pleasure.
All right. I heard. Okay. I think these are like all the same. Yeah. Oh, this is a new one. Do people leave the town at all? Some of the folks hereabout make pilgrimages to the Vale of Shadows to pay their respects to the dead. They haven't done that much of late, mostly because of all the troubles we've been having. Okay. And I think that is the same of all of these guys. So we'll talk to the waitresses. Keep your darn horses stabled. I'll get to you in a moment. Yeah? What's this? Some sort of magery? Excuse me? Ha! I'm just surprised to see a new face in Kuldahar is all. Thought I'd never see another customer. The pass buried in snow as it is. You must be looking for something fierce to brave the winter's chill like that. Part of an expedition from Easthaven looking for troubles in Kuldahar. Oh? That's so? Well, you should all be blessed then. Our bone-carving neighbors trudging through the drifts to make sure we're all right? What's Easthaven worried about us for? Guess she hasn't heard of all the kidnappings and stuff. We heard of strange events in the region. Goblins, orcs, and other humanoids seem to be gathering in Easthaven and Kuldahar. Do you have any idea why? She doesn't have any idea about anything. No, I don't. I mean, we've had our share of raiders before, but this year's been worse than any other I can recall. Well, then why are you asking me why we're worried about you? How so? Well, I've heard tell of raiders, goblins and the like, never seen in the past before. Folks, travelers have gone missing and no one knows where. Lots of strange goings on. Got a lot of folks worried. You might want to speak to Arundel. If his beard's any sign, he's got a lot of knowing to his years. You can find him at the base of the great tree. His is a 2-storied house to the south and west. I see. Is there any place I can get a meal? If it's a meal you're after, tell that filthy goateed wine spider squatting behind the bar to stop drinking the stock and fire up the oven. But you had best shout. He's too deep in his cups to hear you if you talk civilized like. Okay, very well. Then I will go speak to the barkeep. And we're out of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and park her right here. So hopefully that will remind me next time I play that's what we're going to do is talk to him. So I know lots of reading, lots of just narrative kind of stuff this episode. Hopefully that wasn't boring. Hopefully you enjoyed it still, even if my voice acting up as it is. And hopefully you'll come back and join us in the future. Until then, have an incredibly great day.